Hello again everyone. I love small-sized full-frame prime lenses, and Sony have made a nice little move into that corner of the market by releasing 3 of their own, the FE 24mm, 40mm and 50mm G lenses. All 3 are lovely and small, are designed to offer particularly high build quality, are only for Sony's mirrorless E-mount cameras, and well, they're all rather expensive too. Today I'm going to test what might end up being the best selling one, the 50mm f2.5G. Everyone loves a 50mm lens. It costs £630 in the UK or $600 in the US, so it's better value for money stateside. And there's a reason everyone loves a 50mm lens. Its field of view is neither wide angle nor telephoto, but it can still get you some nice background separation in your images if you shoot at the brightest aperture of f2.5. Let's look at its build quality first, and, well, like its brothers, its construction is brilliant, tightly assembled and beautiful to look at. The lens is small but also tough and metallic. It's based on a metal mount with a thin weather-sealing gasket. The lens has an aperture ring with quite solid, positive clicks to it at every third of an f-stop. Video makers will be pleased to know that you can switch that clicking off for smoother control during video work. You get an auto manual focus switch and a focus hold button here too, and of course a metallic focus ring at the front. It turns extremely smoothly and the focus motor responds very well to it being used. Unfortunately, as you can see here, the lens exhibits some quite obvious focus breathing. The lens has not one, but 2 of Sony's linear focus motors handling the autofocus. They work silently and accurately and very quickly, especially in autofocus continuous mode, as you can see here. The lens comes with a very nice quality metallic hood, which looks just as gorgeous as the rest of it. Its filter thread size is 49mm and its lens cap can fit on the front of the hood too. It weighs a light 174 grams and it does not feature image stabilization. Overall, and interestingly, this is the best build quality that Sony offer today. It's a lovely little metal lens that looks good, handles well, and will happily take a knock or two from less careful photographers. Let's see about its image quality. I'll start by testing it on a full frame camera, my Sony a7R III, with its full frame 42 megapixel sensor. In-camera corrections are turned on for this particular test. In the middle of the image, straight from f2.5, image quality is absolutely razor sharp with excellent contrast. Corner image quality is a touch softer with slightly lower contrast, but still a good amount of detail is being captured here. However, stop down to f4 and corner image quality leaps up to looking absolutely perfect. What an impressive image there. The lens stays this sharp until you stop down to about f16, where the effects of diffraction cause softness. So the lens is fantastically sharp, although the corners do benefit from a little stopping down. Let's check out its image quality now on an aps-c camera by testing it on my little Sony a5100 with its 24 megapixel crop-sized sensor. Again, picture quality in the middle is looking absolutely spectacular. Over in the corners, the image is looking rather a lot softer though. f4 looks a lot better, and f5.6 and f8 look great. So on aps-c, the lens remains quite sharp, although stopping down brings a nice benefit to corner sharpness. Let's turn off those in-camera corrections and take a look at vignetting and distortion on a full-frame camera. I'm really pleased to say the lens shows only a touch of distortion in a pincushion pattern. At f2.5, there's a fair bit of vignetting, but that corner darkness falls fairly softly across the image frame. Stop down to f4 or f5.6 and that vignetting is slowly pushed back into the corners, so it's not a bad performance there for those who want shoot in RAW. This lens can focus down to 31cm, which is great for getting pictures of smaller subjects. At f2.5, close-up image quality is much softer than at normal distances with a touch of purple fringing, but you only need to stop down to f4 to see a fantastic performance again. Let's see how the lens works against bright lights now. It's a good performance here. Flaring is low and contrast remains good, although there's some noticeable glaring around the bright point of light itself. And while we're working in the dark, let's take a look at coma levels. At f2.5 there's no coma to be seen, which is fantastic. Let's zoom out and look for sunstars now. They begin to emerge at f11, but only really become noticeable at f16 or f22. Let's see about the quality of this lens's bokeh. f2.5 might not be a super bright aperture, but if you move in a little on your subject, then some very nice background separation is your reward. Further good news here is that this lens's backgrounds look very smooth in almost all situations, although very complex backgrounds can look a little jumbled. And finally, related to bokeh comes longitudinal chromatic aberration. At f2.5, those kaleidoscopically colourful bokeh highlights leap right off the image at you. They shouldn't be doing that, by the way. At f4 though, it's greatly reduced, and at 5.6 those colours have gone. Overall, I enjoyed shooting with this little lens quite a lot, although I'm not quite sure I'd pay $600 for it. It's not quite as sharp as its 40mm brother. I'd prefer the 40mm lens any day. But for those willing to make the investment, in this 50mm option you'll be getting a decently sharp lens which handles beautifully and captures wonderful images with a nice little emphasis on your subject. It does come recommended if you don't mind the price tag. God, I have no idea how many 50mm lenses I've tested by now. I should do something special to celebrate when I reach 100 of them. Anyway, I really enjoy putting these videos together, and I hope you find them helpful. If so, then check out my Patreon page down in the description below, where I like to put all kinds of bonus content for supporters who are helping this channel to grow. À la prochaine, see you next time.